Welcome back to Twin Cities Live. Bill Lunn, of course, from 5 Eyewitness News, is guest co-hosting with me today. Thanks for being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
Having fun so far.
We
We've
are
got
having
wine
fun.
today.
And we've got wine to look forward to.
I know, it's a good day. And I think a lot of us take a skill we learned back in grade school for granted. We do it every day. I'm actually doing it right now. I'm reading. Sometimes I do it better than others off that teleprompter, but reading is integrated, of course, into just about everything we do.
Everything we do every day. Kids and adults who struggle to read often don't just have a reading problem. Memory and how they process sound could be the root of that issue. TCL's Kelly Hansen shows us how a program called LearningRx gave a 9-year-old the reading confidence that he had been searching for.
9-year-old Brooks Costi is finishing up his 3rd grade year, loving sports, and finally enjoying a book.
Yeah, I was reading a chapter book at school, and it's really fun.
His mom Jennifer is thanking LearningRx.
Cloud.
Cloud.
And then clear.
Cloud.
Cloud.
We couldn't really figure it out. We couldn't pinpoint what it is, and I kept saying that. I can't figure out what it is that he needs.
Jennifer noticed when Brooks was in 2nd grade, he'd skip words, make them up, and his brother in kindergarten was even catching up.
Aft. Off. Off.
Perfect.
He just wasn't keeping up and didn't feel as confident in class. He would be distracted and looking around versus focusing on his book.
Aft.
Aft.
Aft. Aft.
Aft.
They tried tutoring at school, and then a friend mentioned brain training.
Brooks didn't just need regular tutoring, and if it was going to be very intense. He needed something brain training, which is what they talked about.
Solved.
Sold. Sold. Sold.
Sound.
Sold.
LearningRx director and former school teacher Kelly Sokolowski says likely 70% of those that walk through their doors struggle to read.
I mean, we'll even find some kids that come in that are older and they're having math issues. It's really because their reading isn't very strong, so they're not even interpreting what they're reading correctly to be able to solve a math problem.
And that's where brain training begins.
2, 3, 4, 5.
We're getting at the actual core of the sounds of the words, so working with distinguishing those individual pieces of sound, putting those sounds together, blending words until we are then reading full words and full passages.
Prompt.
Prompt.
LearningRx doesn't reteach what kids learn in school, but addresses things like long and short-term memory and how fast they can process the information.
5, 6, 7.
Good memory there. All right.
Kelly says reading has to be automatic.
If you were getting into a car and every time you got into that car, you had to think about, well, the gas is on the right and the brakes on the left, and I put my key, the turn signal, and what's the windshield wipers? I mean, if it wasn't automatic, you'd go crazy. It would be so tedious to be driving from point A to point B. Well, same with reading. If you have to worry about every single piece of a word, breaking it down just to pronounce the word, then you got to take the meaning to it. I mean, that will take forever. And that's why so many kids who can't do it hate reading.
Within 6 months of brain training at LearningRx, Brooks is now even surprising himself.
Reading's getting better, and I'm getting a lot of spelling scores better.
They did the MAP testing, and he had went up 20 points over the summer, which is more than a lot of kids do over the course of a whole entire school year. His spelling tests, he's getting perfect scores on spelling tests, where before he would get 6 to 7 words wrong consistently every week. This is what he needed.
6, 7, 8.
You got it. Good job.
Oh my gosh, I love that confidence. LearningRx Executive Director Baird Johnson is back with us on Twin Cities Live. And Baird, you say, welcome first of all, but if you haven't caught on to reading by 3rd grade, you're going to have some troubles moving ahead in school. Why is that?
Exactly. Well, the schools teach reading for the first 3 years, and then after that they assume that the students can read, and they use the reading to learn everything else. So if they haven't got on to that point, they're going to be in trouble, and they'll keep teaching them, but it's just doing the same thing over, and you've got to find out why.
What are some of the signs that parents can be looking for to know that maybe their child's falling behind?
Yeah, well, you can hear if a child's reading. You know, initially, they'll often be struggling with the sounds, but by the time they get through 3rd grade, they shouldn't be having to sound out every word. Yeah. They should start making the transition where they're glancing at words and they're pulling meaning, and it becomes much more fluent. And that's that transition point that you really want to look for. You
know, I noticed something now, especially having 3 boys. There are more distractions now for kids than there ever were before. When we were kids, there was TV and that was about it. Yeah. Now there are computers, cell phones, video games, you name it. And you know what? Most kids, and I know my boys, would rather be doing all those things than reading a book.
Yeah, and those things, they grab your attention and they keep it. But what you got to do to read is you've actually learn how to focus your own brain on that subject and sustain it without you know, something coming at you the whole time.
So you're going to help us with some of this brain training, because
am.
Bill, you know, we have to read a lot too, and it's important that our brains are properly trained, and this isn't just for kids. You're going to try it out on us too. Why does it work on adults?
Well, because it's the same principle. Your brain retains this level of plasticity throughout life, and that's what we're doing. We're actually stimulating new pathways and as new
a lot of
skills.
plasticity.
Yeah,
in there.
You're going to very soon here, Bill.
Okay, so what do we do?
So we got this little metronome. You saw this on the video.
Yeah.
This is something that we use with a lot of our exercises that keeps a steady beat and keeps the person focused and also keeps your brain focusing at a particular rate. So everything we're going to do here is going to be at that pace. So it's a boom, boom like this, all right?
So do we do this together, or do you want to do...
You and I are going to do a quick memory exercise, and Bill and I are going to do an auditory exercise.
Oh, awesome. Okay, great.
So this one...
Wish me luck, Bill.
Just focus on your short-term memory.
Okay.
You take a card like this, and if you look at it, there's 9 positions.
Yeah.
And you could read it like this. You go 3, 5, blank, 6, blank, blank, like that through the 9 positions, okay?
Yep.
But you're just not just going to read it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it in front of you for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
As you count to 3, I want you to take a picture of this card in your mind, because I'm going to turn it around, then holding that image, you're going to call it back in that same sequence, going 3, 5 to the beat, just like we did.
Barrett, I don't know if I can
All
do
right.
this. Okay,
I think
I'm
you
gonna
can
try.
do it.
All right, here we go.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm
And
a
do
little
it.
nervous. Yep.
All ready?
I'm ready.
Go. Count with me. Count 1, 2, 3. Go.
3, 5, blank, 6, blank, 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 0, blank.
Very good.
Was that right?
You got it.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
All right.
Brain is more elastic than I thought.
It is. And we can keep making it harder. We'd add more numbers. Another thing we'll do is we'll do what we call working memory, which makes you work with that information while you're holding it.
Yeah.
So this time when I turn it back around, I'm going to give you a number, like +2 or +3, and you're going to add that to each number as you're calling it back.
You know I majored in journalism and not in
I
mathematics,
do,
right?
and Kelly
Okay.
warned me about that,
Yeah,
but she
that's
said
the
you'd
real
enjoy
trouble.
this anyway.
That's the trouble. Okay.
All right, let's try it.
All right.
Ready? Go. Count. 1, 2, 3. +2. Go.
Blank. So 2, right?
You just call the blanks as blanks. We'll try it one more time. But you just
What
keep
am I supposed to do with the blanks?
the blanks stay blank. And
Okay,
then you
so blanks stay blank.
add the number to whatever it is.
Okay.
Try it one more time.
Okay, got it.
Ready?
Yep.
Go. Count.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, +3. Go.
Okay. Blank, blank, 12, blank, 8, blank, blank, 5, blank.
You were close. You just had these 2 shifted over.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
All right.
I got to keep training. Okay, what are you going to do with Bill?
What I'm gonna
Because
do with Bill, so-
this
I'm
is
afraid.
really fun. And now I got to I'm getting all flustered.
If it's harder than that, I'm in trouble.
It's a different skill, though. You saw the kids on the video doing these sound manipulations. It's
Sure.
a huge part of learning to read.
Yeah.
And if a kid struggles with that, we've got to really hone in on those individual sounds. So what I'm going to do with you is on beat, I'm going to say a 2-letter sound combination, like ab. And what I want you to do is reverse the sounds and say it back to me.
Okay.
So if I said ab, you'd say ba.
Ba,
You
okay.
hear it? So it's
Yeah.
ab,
Okay.
ba,
Yeah.
and back and forth like this. It's going
right.
to force your brain to have to quickly
All right.
switch those sounds around. Ready? Ab.
Ba,
Good.
It's not
Ib.
the beat.
be,
Good. Ob.
ba.
Ba. You said ba. I want ba.
That's
You hear the difference?
that's a pronunciation.
No, it's actually a difference in sound. But that's the kind of things we do with a
Are you
student.
from the Midwest? 'Cause
I am. I grew up in Iowa when they teach broadcasters how to
Barrett,
pronounce
this is
things.
fascinating. Thank you so much for being here. And I
Absolutely.
know that we could use probably some more brain training. And if you think that this might
Clearly,
benefit
yeah.
your child
Can
or
we
yourself,
meet afterwards? 'Cause I've
we
got
might need to
out.
spend some time. Call the number on your screen. Mention Twin Cities Live, and you will get half off an initial assessment at LearningRx. And you can find a center near you. We have more information posted at our website, TwinCitiesLive.com. And of course, we want to thank LearningRx for sponsoring Twin Cities Live. Love those stories about kids feeling better and more confident in
Great
school.
to see them have
Thanks so
success,
much.
yeah.
I love
Exactly.
it.